So you are familiar with the concept of infimum of any set S. Okay, infimum, or we can also call it as greatest lower bound. So we have to prove that if set S has infimum, then it is unique. Right? Unique, that means only one infimum is there. So you know the technique in mathematics. What we do, we assume there are two infimums and we solve. Okay, so here also I will do the same. I am assuming here set S has two infimums. Let it possible S has two infimums, say small m1 and small m2. Okay, so that means m1 is infimum of S as well as m2 is also infimum of S. So out of that we will consider, I will write, we have m1 is infimum of S. So if you remember the definition of infimum of set S, there are two conditions, right? So the first condition is it is lower bound of S. So every infimum is basically a lower bound of S. So here also I can write, so therefore M1 is lower bound of S. So it is a lower bound of S. See, M1 is infimum of S. Similarly, we have M2 is also infimum of S. So I will write, but M2 is infimum, that is infimum, or also we can call it as greatest lower bound, that is greatest lower bound of S. Okay, so what we say here, M1 is lower bound but M2 is greatest lower bound. It is greatest. This is also lower bound, this is also lower bound, but M2 is the greatest lower bound. So therefore what can we write? Therefore M1 less than or equal to M2. I will call it as inequality number 1. So here we started by considering M1 is infimum of S. So similarly we have one more information, M2 is also infimum of S. So let us start with M2 now. We have M2 is equal to infimum of S. So every infimum is basically a lower bound first. Okay, so M2 is infimum, so that's why it is a lower bound. So I can write implies M2 is lower bound of S, right? See, we have M2 in infimum, similarly we have M1 is also infimum of S. So I will write, but M1 is infimum. Infimum means greatest lower bound. So that is greatest lower bound of S. Okay, bound of S. See what we get here, M2 is lower bound, M1 is also lower bound, but it is a greatest lower bound. So it is a largest lower bound. So therefore, obviously M2 less than or equal to M1, 2. See, now let us combine 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So in 1 we say M1 less than or equal to M2, and in 2 we say M2 less than or equal to M1. So that means both of them are equal. Getting equality are also there. That's why we can write. So therefore M1 is equal to M2. So actually we started by assuming there are two infimums and finally we got, okay, both of them are equal, both of them are same. So that means it has only one infimum. So therefore S has only one infimum. So that means that infimum of S is unique. Okay. So in this way we completed this proof. Make a screenshot of it. After that we will stop. Thank you. Bye bye.